Okay, this is not exactly a cold start. I did fire this thing up for a minute this morning, but let's see if she'll start again for us. I'll give it a pump here. There she goes. Alrighty, so over the yesterday and this morning, I did a front brake refresh, new brake hoses, new wheel cylinders. All the springs and shoes and drums were fine, so we left those alone. Bled the brake system out. The rear brakes are holding pressure. I have new parts for them as well. But let's go ahead and take it for its first drive. What do you think? There's reverse. Here we go. I don't have a fancy phone holder, so please bear with me. Running long enough for that, and took it out just back and forth we're in front of the shop there and checked the brakes, and then I readjusted them. So we'll take it for its first drive out of the driveway here. Oh yeah, she stops. Nice and slow on the gravel driveway, but I can already tell you I like this car. This is fun. I can't wait to shift it through the gears. Now this car also has its working speedometer. It was a little blippy to begin with, but I've noticed already it's settled out. It says about 7 miles an hour. Got to do mufflers on it. I don't know if it's original, but this Hudson has like a little pre-muffler, not too far back from the manifold, probably beside the bell housing, and that is in pretty bad shape. It looks like a little short cherry bomb, but then further back on the car it's got a full-size muffler. So I haven't had a chance to put it up on my rack because I have other vehicles being worked on right now. Let's try these brakes again. Definitely pulling a little to the left, so we'll make that adjustment. Should we try second gear? Hey, I like it. shift assembly. Really made an improvement there. So apparently the 53 Hudson has a non-synchro mesh first gear. Because it wants to be completely stopped before you click it in there. And that's no big deal. I've had other vehicles like that, so I'm not a stranger to non-synchro mesh. Oh, nice, very nice. Well, that's 35. She's a little noisy, but again, the exhaust is not in the greatest of shape. Kind of funny, I was speaking with a guy that had a Hudson parts business over in Weiser, Idaho, and he told me he still has boxes of NOS windshields for these cars, but I'd have to go get it, and I live outside of Seattle, so it wouldn't be that bad of a drive. I'll probably go over there this spring and pick a couple of windshields up, because as you can see, the driver's side one's cracked and the passenger side one's got a couple of rock chips in it. Alrighty, well, we're going to take her down the hill here. Downshift a second. I've only got it running on a 1 gallon gas can, so I don't know how far it'll go. But I do have extra fuel with me. Engine temperature is on the cold side of the center mark. Probably a little warmer than it. The gauge is probably reading a little warmer than what it would have originally. I'm guessing. I don't know that for a fact. I will consult my Hudson owner's manual. When I get back home. Okay. Here we go, out onto the big road. Oh yeah. Very nice. She's a handful, I'll tell you that. She's definitely, you gotta give her a little more steering than you might be used to with other vehicles. Vibrations, not bad for my Amazon tires that I balanced on my bubble balancer in my garage. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Getting a nice flow of heat out of my weather control heater system. Really, it's not hard to keep it on the road. It seems it might pull a touch to the left, but not bad. I can adjust that, but I don't want to do any of that until after I give the car a full align, or give the car a full grease job and then drive it a little bit. All right, that's 50. Let's see if it was shipped into overdrive. Overdrive right now, but that's not a big deal. Really like the way this car drives. It is a real treat. That's 50 miles an hour and she's just singing. I would like to get the overdrive working. Next order of business is fuel tank. I have a new fuel tank, and then after that we'll get the rear brakes sorted. I mean, they're working, but I have a new center brake hose, a new wheel cylinder, so I'd like to do that just so that I feel safe actually taking it somewhere besides these country roads. And if you're familiar with old cars, rear brake hoses have a tendency to, well, not rear, but brake hoses in general have a tendency, after they get used from a long period of dormancy, they swell up and they'll pass brake fluid under pressure, but they won't allow the brake fluid back the other direction. So that can be kind of a hassle, as it cause your brakes to stay on. So like I said, we bought all new brake hoses for this car and all new wheel cylinders, and of course I've already installed a new master cylinder. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with it. Engine temperature seems to be steady. One of the things I enjoy doing on these cars, or anything really, is I like to tinker with old clocks, mechanical or electromechanical clocks, and this car has a clock in the dash, so I'll be popping that loose and going over that. That's it. Made it to the gas station. Well, not the gas station, but the convenience store. They haven't sold gas here in probably a long time. I'll go ahead and shut her down, and then I'm going to see where we're at with fuel. Thanks for watching.